Hey, this is Voxide, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how to edit this template. So here I am inside the project file, and you can scrub the timeline. And let's choose this logo frame right over here, so maybe around frame 339. Or if I hold Control and left click here, you can see that this now gives us the time in seconds. So around frame, or rather second 14. Let's choose this frame and let's double click inside this project window over here. So double click and now I can import my logo file. So just import your logo file. Then inside your edit folder, inside logo holder composition, we can double click to access this composition, and in here I'll just set this to full resolution. I'll grab this previous logo layer that was here and just press delete, and then simply drop my new logo inside the timeline. With this logo layer selected, I can press S for scale and just rescale this and readjust. And if I go back inside my main render, which you can also access through your render folder over here, so double click to access, we can see how our logo will look in the final render. And we can scrub the timeline a bit to sort of test the animation. So let's say that I'm happy with the logo. Let's take a look at another frame here, and we can now take a look at the text as well. So double click this text holder, and here we can simply double click this text layer and type our new text. So your new text here, and let's also set this to full resolution. Alright, so keep in mind that it's important that you do not delete this text layer, because if I have this layer selected and press U, you can see that this now gives us the keyframe information. So there are a couple of keyframes here which is responsible for the animation. So if you want to maintain this animation, it's important that you edit the text layer by double clicking and then typing your new text. So it's very important that you do not delete this layer, but rather edit it. Let's go back inside the main render, and here we can see how this will look. Alright, so that's looking good, and let's take a look at some of the color options here. The first one is the ninja colors, so the character colors, rather the glow. And if I go to effect controls here, note that I have this ninja colors layer selected. So now I can adjust all of these parameters here, and the first one is the hue. So if I scrub this value here, you can see that this angle changes as well, and also the hue as well, and we can now select our a new color. So let's say I want to go with this green. Other options that we have here, this gain option is going to be responsible for brightening up the colors. So if I increase this value here, you can see that now we brighten up our colors. We can also darken if I go in the negative value. Alright, so this is completely up to you. The gamma is sort of like a contrast, so if I increase this, this will decrease the contrast, and it will sort of create like this spread effect if we increase this. So you can see that if we go too far, this will give us a rather janky result. So just take care when adjusting this gamma value. And of course, if we go in the in the negative direction, you will create a more contrasty look and sort of like reduce the spread. This value is a default of 1 if you want to set it back, so keep in mind that the gamma is 1 and all of these other values, the default is 0. And then finally we have saturation, so we can either increase the saturation or decrease the saturation, and this goes from negative 100 to 100. Alright, and let's take a look at the other options here. The blast color is going to be this shockwave effect and the fire in the back. So let's choose a better frame. Alright, and same options here. We can change the hue to get a new color. Let's maintain consistency and go with the same kind of greenish color. And again, we can let's choose a frame with the fire now. We can increase the gain, decrease the gamma, or increase, and you can kind of see how this affects This will give you different looks. And then finally saturation and desaturation. So let's set this to 0. And let's move forward. Finally, we have separate controls for the slashes themselves, so the screen slashes. And again, same options here. We can change the hue to get our new color, increase or decrease the brightness with the gain, gamma for contrast or less contrast, and finally saturation, self-explanatory. Alright, so these are pretty much the settings, and after you've made all of the editing, you can go to composition and make sure you have this main render comp selected. Go to composition, pre-render. Inside custom AV you can select the format. H264 is pretty good, and inside format options you can increase the bitrate here to increase the quality. Hit OK. Don't forget to select audio output as well if you want to export the sound effects with the video. Hit OK and then hit render and you're done. So if you have any questions, feel free to contact me using the contact form on my profile on VideoHive, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Thanks for watching.